Hi guys, and welcome back to OG Cars. Firstly, sorry if there is any noise. There is a river and it literally runs exactly by there, and as you know, the rain's been really bad recently, so it's running really fast, but probably you can hear us, no problem at all. In the last video I hinted that I was going to be selling the Mini Cooper S while swapping it with another car, and if the title of this video doesn't suggest it already, that swap did go ahead, and I'd like to introduce you all to my new car, a Citroen Saxo VTR. So, in the last video I said that as quite a surprise to myself and Owen, because we actually really like the Mini Cooper, we decided to sell the car. And this is the one we decided to sell it for. Now, the Citroen Saxo VTR is a car I've always loved. I looked at one as my first car, but insurance was astronomical, so I decided not to go for it. But it was one exactly like this. It was a Phase 1 VTR, so you get a slightly different front end on the Phase 1, which personally I prefer, probably because I do prefer that 80s, 90s look, and it is a very late 90s look in comparison to the Phase 2. And this shape will also be very familiar in the earlier series of Gavin and Stacey, where Gavin drove a T-Reg VTR exactly the same as this. And a lot of people have already made comments on that to me while I've been driving it, no surprise. The reason that I really wanted to go for one of these was that it was always in the back of my head that one day I'd love to have a VTR. And I decided to offer him the swap for the Mini. Obviously the Mini needed those few little bits doing, which I made him aware of. Whereas this, apart from one or two things that I was aware of, was actually a really sorted car and a car I'd always wanted to own. So let's start off at the front end then. So being a Phase 1, in comparison obviously to the Phase 2, you have different lights and a different grille. And I just much prefer the look of the Phase 1. And that's why I went for this car. It was actually at the time the only Phase 1 VTR available. Since then, one or two have come available without an MOT for similar to what this was available for. So, in my opinion, it was a really good buy. If you have a look down on the front, you can see that they've put these yellow fog lights in. It's actually just a film. I actually really like it. I've had one or two cars where I've wanted to do yellow fog lights, so that's a nice touch, I think. A not so nice touch is these 3G gel plates, which are going to go in the bin when I put my ST6 plate on it. And then we come to the side of the car, and I think the side of this car for a hot hatch looks absolutely fantastic. So you get this wide arch kit all the way along the side, which I think flows really nicely with the car as well. Really sets it off. It's got these VTR wheels on it. It's got 20mm spaces on the back, so you can see that fills the arches really nicely. And I may look for just 10mm on the front, just so those ones are stepped out a little bit more. But yeah, the arches, the lines of this car are fantastic. You also obviously get everything to tell everyone that you've got a VTR, not a normal Saxo, so VTR badges are here. They're looking in pretty good nick, to be fair, so I'm pretty happy with them. The previous owner has fitted these Team Heco wind deflectors, and you also get a sunroof which tilts and then slides back, which me and Owen didn't realise till about 2 hours into our journey home from picking it up. It may or may not leak, which may be slightly evident, which I didn't realise until we had this horrible weather in the last few days, but it's fine. But yeah, I just think the side profile of this car, absolutely fantastic. And then we come to the rear of the car, which again, I think is a really cool looking thing. I love the rear lights. I love these big 90s style Citroen Saxo badges. And you'll notice it doesn't say VTR on the back, but you know it's a VTR. I just think it's one of those cars that was quite infamous back in its day, and people just knew what it was. In fact, if you don't know, me and Owen are event organisers, admins in Young Retro Motor Club, and it was quite cool when we showed up that previous owner had put a Young Retro Motor Club sticker on. You'll notice it says fairly original. There's a few things that have been done to this car. If it's not blatantly obvious, there's a massive exhaust on it, which sounds fantastic, and it's not as intrusive as I thought it would be when I first saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's going to be so loud. It's pretty good. He also put this original Citroen total badge sticker on it, which I think looks really nice. Again, they're going to go in the bin. But yeah, I think the rear end of this car is a really nice place to be. There are one or two imperfections. We'll overlay it, but there's a tiny little bit of bubbling here on the boot, which I was aware of before I bought it, and the roof is lacquer peeled. So if this car does stay in the long run, the idea will be that I'll probably get this resprayed along with a spoiler, because the one I looked at originally had a spoiler, and I think that's the only thing this car really needs to just set the back end off. I still think it looks fantastic, but I just think that spoiler adds that whole, this is a hot hatch sort of look. And then moving on to the interior, and again, something else I really love on this car. It's sort of this grey, turquoisey teal style with like stripes, and that carries on over the door cards and the seats. Seats are in really good condition and they're very hugging. We found they were really comfortable, despite the fact we had a bonnet in the back of this on the way home and Owen was literally in the dashboard. A few things that aren't so good are the cup holders. I was in work the other day and I went to Greggs to buy my breakfast roll and a cup of tea, tea in one of the disposable cups, and it would not fit in here, so I then had to down a tea in about 5 minutes. They're terrible. But aside that, the car's actually really original, things like that. Me and Owen were on the way home, we were like, wow, when we realised that popped out. There's loads of blanks and stuff, but I think the interior is actually really original. We'll overlay it now, but you get blue dials on the dash, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. This car's by no means a low mileage car. It's actually covered 142,000 miles. So I think the plan with this now is it's had a lot of the stuff done, again, similar to the Mini that I would have done. It came with lowering springs, but I'm quite happy with it as it is, in complete honesty with you all. It's had a new manifold fitted and the exhaust, so that is all sorted. And I think I'll just look at maintenance on this car now, just because I don't know when things were done, and just to make sure it's kept in tip-top condition. Now, I did mention in the Mini Cooper S video that would have come out just before this that one of the reasons I decided to sell the Mini was due to MPG. The Mini was legitimately averaging around 20 to 25 MPG all the time, unless I sat on the motorway at 60 miles an hour, which you're not really going to do. This, we drove it from Aberystwyth where we picked it up all the way home, and since then it's come to work with me twice. And I can already tell there's a massive difference in the fuel economy. Granted, if you're putting your foot down, same with any car, it's not going to be great. But when I'm just taking it easy, the fuel economy is really good. And I say that, complete transparency here, I do take it easy 99% of the time now. I have grown up a bit. I might come to a tunnel and put my foot down, but aside that, I do tend to drive these cars really easily. But yeah, aside that, I'm really happy. This is one of my childhood cars. It was a car I looked at as my first car, and I was really excited to get it at the time until I looked at insurance. And in case you guys don't know, I ended up with Percy, the 2008 1.1 Panda, which my mum owned at the time, and she sold just so I could get into a first car, because here in the UK, first car insurance is an absolute nightmare, and this was going to cost me about 4 or 5 grand. So it's way cheaper now. I'm really happy with it. There's one or two things which aren't perfect on it, as I said, the roof and stuff like that, but it's all things that are sortable, so I'm not too worried. But aside that, I'm really excited for our time with the car, and I'm sure there'll be more videos to come on this. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next one.